Alright guys, so it's the second episode of 31 Ways to 31 Years the Beast Mode Way. Hope you guys are excited and enjoyed the first episode of this series. I'm actually really enjoying it. I'm getting great feedback, so I'm going to keep doing it and keep expanding, getting a little bit more ideas. So let's get into it. Alright guys, so tip number 11 is super easy. It's making your bed every day. This is super easy to do, but it actually takes a mental effort to actually do it every day. Once you wake up, you do it, and you already accomplished a task for the day. That means you can start accomplishing small tasks to make bigger tasks. I always have a routine with my fiance. Whoever is the last one that gets out of bed is the one that's making the bed. So, you know, it kind of encourages us to get up first before the other one and not sleep in. That's tip number 11. So make sure to make your bed, make sure you got clean sheets, and just stay comfortable. It's very important. Just small tasks leads to bigger tasks. Alright, so tip number 12 is very easy, but you also have to make an effort. So everything in here on this list is pretty easy, but you just have to actually make an effort and do it almost like every day. Number 12 is actually make time for yourself. So if you look at me, today is my day off, and I'm actually doing things that I really enjoy, like making YouTube videos, kind of helping out my friends, making phone calls, and just doing hobbies that just kind of make me happy. Going to the gym is one of my favorite things that I like to do on my days off from work, because I can spend a little bit more time there and relax. So taking time for yourself gives you that mental boost, makes you happy, and doing the things that you need to do, you're actually mentally charged when you do go back to that task. So make sure to take time for yourself, and yeah, be selfish. You have your own life. Make sure to take care of yourself and be selfish with your time sometimes, because you need to recharge. Alright guys, so tip number 13 is actually comes fairly easy to me, but sometimes I have to work on the second part. So the first part is be nice, which is, for me, is pretty easy to do, but the second part is to not be a pushover. And as I've gotten older, I worked on this and not let people take advantage of me. At the same time, I work in the customer service industry, so I also know, like, if you're nice, people are gonna be more willing to do stuff for you. So in my case, being nice is not that hard, but also you just gotta be aware of when you're working or dealing with a lot of people, to not be a pushover and have other people control your life. So make sure that you are nice, but also in control of your life, not letting friends or people kind of dictate how you should feel or what kind of things that you should do. So you just make your own decision, okay? But also be nice at the same time. Alright, so tip number 14 for me is something that it took me a while to kind of learn and develop as I got older, and kind of realize this is very important in my life, to find a mentor or a coach. There's a lot of things that I always have that I'm always working on, like you know, my physical fitness, career-wise, and in relationship-wise. So finding a coach or mentor, there's a lot of times where I try to do things on my own, and then it has benefit from it, but I also benefit a lot more when I have somebody from a third party or from like the outside giving me advice. Like, for example, I've been bodybuilding since high school, and then I just recently hired a bodybuilding coach to compete, and you know, in the amount of 4 months that I hired a bodybuilding coach, who guided me and told me to do the correct things, I got more out of it from the couple years that I did it on my own, or I grew a lot faster. So anytime you're working to improve on your like a different aspect of your life, whether it be relationship, if you're looking for a wife, you know, you get a dating coach, you get a career advisor. Those people are the ones that know how to get there and are going to speed up the process. Yes, you could definitely do everything on your own, but it also takes a lot of time, and time is valuable. So I prefer, if I'm really needing to improve something in my life, I'm gonna hire a coach, or just seek out different friends or resources or people that I admire, that I think could be taken away from them. And there's a lot of people that you could consider coaches. You know, definitely your brother, you know, people that are celebrities. Like, one of my biggest coach mentors is Arnold Schwarzenegger and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Those are like my idols, but I never met them. So they're my coaches, my mentors. You know, everybody has different philosophies, so you start to follow the philosophies that the people that you want to follow or want to be like. And the coaches are the ones that, you know, you want to be like. You make sure you hire the right one, or you have the right ones on your team. So go out there, get a coach on the areas of improvement that you need to work on. Alright, so it's tip number 15, and we're about halfway through. So the next one, it also took me a little bit of time to kind of learn, is to always give back. So the thing about giving back, it doesn't have to be about just money, be about your time, your effort, your resources, and everything like that. So it was, you know, read a lot of like self-improvement books about like giving back, and I started to realize this also too, like when I started giving more support and you know, help unsolicited, not, you know, people not paying for my advice or anything, that people give me more feedback, more support. So it's kind of like a really good cycle. Like when you're giving back to somebody, they'll always give back to you. Not that you have to ask for it, but eventually, you know, and like moral support, things like that. It doesn't necessarily have to be money. So always give back. If it's your community, your family, your friends, whatever, just go out there. You know, you don't have to be paid for it. There's a lot of times where people ask me for advice, I just freely give it away. That's just me, because I know it's gonna come around and treat me good, or we call it karma. Alright guys, so this next one is pretty easy and very simple to do, and a lot of you guys probably already do it, and you just kind of want to continue doing this. It's do only stuff that makes you happy. As you get older, you know, your time is valuable. You don't want to just do things that don't make you happy. So if it's like going out to the bars with like your friends and you don't really want to go, like me, I don't really want to go to the bars anymore. It's just not my thing. I'm not gonna let my friends drag me to that kind of stuff. So I only really do stuff that makes me happy now. It's you know, it's self-improvement, working on myself, working on my hobbies, going to the gym, working on my fitness. So that's the kind of stuff that makes me happy. And as you get older, there's no time to do things that don't make you happy. So I just realized I skipped the tip off of my my list, so they have to backtrack, but I think this is number 13 that was on my list. So it's find your anchor. With an anchor, I got this from one of my mentors, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. You guys probably always hear me talk about him when you're around, but he is definitely one of the biggest influence and inspirations to my life. So building an anchor, how he described it was, one thing that he does if anything is going wrong in his life, he could be busy as shit, he could be, you know, having the worst day of his life, could have gotten just fired from, you know, one of his jobs, or lost a job or something like that. Is one thing that you could do that will reset yourself. And his was the gym, and the reason why it's an inspiration to me, because the gym is one of my anchors. So anytime I have a bad day at work or something's going on, I just like, sometimes I just want to take a little bit of time to myself, spend 2 hours at the gym, and then reset myself. I'm like, alright, choose an anchor. It's something that you always want to, that is going to be beneficial to your life. So whether it be like cooking, you know, crocheting, scrapbooking, anything. Video gaming is just going to be beneficial to yourself, make yourself happy, and then just reset yourself. You always want to be in control of your situation, or your anchor. You don't want to do anything where, you know, if it's like gambling, you're not in control of your money or your, you know, the outcome of it. So you always want to do something that you are in control of. So that's alright. The next tip is number 18. So this one gets a little bit deeper into a different conversation topic, so I could probably do another video about this one. Goal setting is always set goals, long term, midterm, short term, and for me, in the area aspects of my life that where I set goals are, I always work on my health, wealth, and relationship. So if it's anything that I have, I always do like a long term, a midterm, and a short term, and I always assess this probably like once a month or once every other month. So if you have these written down, or actually have somebody that you tell, like now I have my fiance that, you know, I have these goals in mind. I actually have these things that I'm working towards every day when I wake up, so it's a little bit more purposeful instead of just waking up and just doing the same thing every day. If you actually wake up with a purpose of achieving a goal, even if you have to reassess it, if it's like a short term and you don't get it until like it's like a long term kind of thing, you actually will still get there because you already set it, right? The short term, mid term, and the long term. And that's what goal setting. So goal setting, just make sure you reassess and be flexible with it, but strive to achieve those goals also, but just be flexible. That's one of the main things about it, and don't get down too hard on yourself if you don't meet these goals that you put in your mind. I always put big goals and long-term goals, and then I always reassess, but I never stress about it if I don't achieve it. All right, and then tip number 19 is have faith in yourself. This is pretty hard for like a new person or like a younger person to kind of achieve. As you get older, as you accomplish tasks like graduate college, complete a sports program, compete in like a marathon, a bodybuilding competition, things like that, you start to build up your confidence a little bit more, faith in yourself, and a lot of people have a little bit of a hard time having faith for themselves because they failed so many times. There's a lot of things I failed at. I just don't tell everybody about it. I just continue on and move on with my life. Like, there's a lot of times where I failed a lot of exams. I failed a lot of things that I just felt like I didn't accomplish as much as I could have, or felt like I would say it's successful. There are a lot of things that I have done successful also too, and those are the kind of experience that relate to me having more faith in myself. So small tasks like, hey, I'm gonna diet for a week, or lose a certain amount of pounds. You set those small goals, it becomes easier and becomes like a snowball effect. So by building faith in yourself, you definitely want to do these activities that kind of build your faith and confidence in yourself. Okay? All right, guys, so the last tip of the day is stop the negative self-hate talk about yourself. I used to do this a lot. Self-hate, doubt, things like that, they're all one same thing. So by learning to do this, a lot of these things kind of commingle, but it's by building faith, building confidence in yourself. At the end of the day, if you fail at something, who cares? The only person that will really care is you. So if anything does happen that you choose to kind of like be down and self-hate a little bit, just pick yourself up, because it's you got your whole life to kind of do everything that you need to accomplish, and at the end of the day, like, nobody really cares except for you. So all that self-hate and doubt and everything, it's in your head. So for me, it just took a long time to kind of develop this and the self-confidence. So here's me making a YouTube video. I thought I'd never make a YouTube video or have any kind of public speaking skills or kind of displaying it. When I was in college, one of the biggest things that people said about me was my speech saying skills wasn't that good. So working on it a little bit, and now I have faith in myself that I'll be successful and kind of just enjoying what I'm doing in life. Alright, guys, so that's the last tip of episode 2 of 31 Ways for 31 Years, the Beast Mode Way. Hope you enjoyed that episode. I got dressed up for you guys and put out my best effort, and I hope you enjoy the content. These tips that I'm putting out it's my list. But I got it from everyone else, from different inspiration quotes and reading different lists and books. So I'm always constantly improving and always listening to different things. So I encourage you. I hope you enjoy this. I hope you encourage you to make your own list, depending on like how old you are. If you're 25, man, get 25 tips. If you're 7 years old, get 7 tips right now that you want to do on a daily basis. So continue to build, continue self-improve. That's the only way to get better. So when I'm 80, 100, I have 100 things that I'm really good at. I'm gonna be Super Samnang, Super Coach Beast Mode. Alright, excellent. Peace.